Hey guys, KB here, Keith Busby, aka the Kettlebell Cowboy. Back at it again today. A little bit, close this book, kind of windy out here. It's a beautiful day out here in the Texas Hill Country. It's just a tad bit windy on occasion. But anyway, kind of back at it here, and kind of a slow day. This isn't going to be a real long one today, so kind of a short deal. Just doing some thinking and stuff, and about this whole being a creator and not a consumer. Been doing a pretty good job in not consuming. It's hard to not consume just anything, and I understand that, but I've been doing better. And anyway, just kind of thinking about some things and some things I've got coming up. I have a big ruck. If you don't know what ruck is, it's throwing a backpack basically, and you take off walking, typically with a little bit of weight in it. Anyway, we do a big ruck every year. My buddy Terrence and I did this thing together for the first couple of years. It's grown over the years. I think we're going to have 34 or some odd people with us this year. And we do it from, if you're familiar with Texas geography, from Gonzales, Texas to the Alamo. Quick little history lesson on why we do this, and I'll bring this all together for you, is we honor the Immortal 32. If you're not familiar with the Alamo and what happened there and everything, and the fight for Texas independence, when the Alamo was under siege, Colonel Travis sent out riders to bring back reinforcements if they could find any. And the only ones to show up or to saddle up and head in that direction were 32 guys from Gonzales, Texas. And these guys saddled up knowing that they were pretty much going to their certain death. They probably weren't coming home. In fact, they were saying goodbye to their family and stuff like, hey, been good knowing you, right? That's probably what's going to happen. And they were right. Okay, they actually had to fight to get into the Alamo. When they got there, the guys in the Alamo thought they were the Mexicans trying to get in, and somebody cussed at them for shooting at them, and they realized that they weren't, and so they let them in the Alamo anyway. Long story longer, those guys showed up. They're probably what I would consider to be the greatest unsung heroes of Texas independence in the kind of part of the lore of Texas as a country. So what we do is we honor those guys, and we raise money for typically some veterans organizations. This year, I think we're raising some money for a couple of them. One I don't remember, so I apologize for that. But one of them is in Dripping Springs, Texas. It's the Patriots. Oh my gosh, what do they call it? Patriots House or something like that. Jeez, I'm gonna get in trouble on that one. But yeah, anyway, we're raising money for the veterans organization there as well. All that being said, it's a 75-mile ruck. It's a long ways, and we don't camp. We don't sleep. I mean, you catch a little cat nap here and there, but the idea, and of course, we do stop for breaks. They're not all that long, but it's a straight march through, and we break when we can, and we break when we need to. There's not that many, so by the time you finish this thing, you probably have been up 40 plus hours, I would say, at least. So it's kind of like The Walking Dead in that regard. When you finally make it to the Alamo, you're pretty disoriented. You're pretty it's been a minute with no sleep, and you've been rucking and going all night long, and you've seen the sun come up and then go down a couple times. So it's not an easy deal. And the point of me telling you all this is this: it's kind of like this starting to create and not consume. There are areas that you got to push through, right? And it's been hard for me over the years to push through some areas like that, to kind of keep going, not stop, right? And to say, man, whatever, I'm gonna give up. That's been tough. But there are areas in your life where you do have to push through. And one of the reasons I started this channel, maybe the only reason I started this channel, was to document my journey and my faith journey and how this goes for me, and in the hopes that it will maybe touch somebody out there, probably primarily men, because when I really get back into this, it's going to involve some workouts and that kind of thing. And typically, I'm talking more generically to men, but doesn't mean it won't benefit women, ladies as well. Okay. But anyway, there's a certain level of you have to push through things sometimes, and when you're on that ruck, the demons will jump on you in what I call the long, hard, cold night, right? So you finally get to a point, it's past the halfway point, the sun is down, and you're walking, and man, your mind will play some tricks on you. It will do some things to you. Okay, so you have to be strong enough in your mind to push all that kind of stuff aside and keep going, keep walking, keep putting one foot in front of the other. And honestly, guys, that's what I'm doing today. I don't want to be on here today. To be totally honest with you. Okay, I don't feel that good. Didn't wake up feeling that good. Didn't sleep that well. I was sitting here before I turned on the camera, thinking, the heck with this. I'm not even going to do it today. And then I reminded myself that I told myself that I would. So here I am, and I'm gonna get this one in. And I think maybe there's maybe a lot of sometimes we run into little blockages like that. And you don't want to do something and don't feel like doing it, but you got to push through it. Okay, if you want to make it to the end, you got to push through it. And one of the things that I've been struggling with of late, and maybe some of you are struggling with it as well, is in this whole thing of creating and not consuming, and it's involved a large degree of faith for me, because I'm kind of putting some of this, and I'm using this to ask God for some provision, right? And to allow that to happen. It's hard for me to allow things to happen. I'm one of those people. This is probably going to sound hypocritical, but I don't feel like I'm an extremely controlling person. But I do know that throughout my life, I have, tried to control the outcomes of things in my life. I've had to really, really work on that to get that right. And one of the things that I'm struggling with in this faith journey, to bring it back to what we're talking about here, is giving up or letting go and allowing God, right? And having that, what I would consider, for me anyway, what I would consider extreme faith in that God is going to take care of it. And that's part of this process. It's part of this journey. It's part of this trail that I'm going down. Okay, so didn't want to do this today. Okay, did not want to do this, but here I am, and I just have to keep reminding myself. And look, this is the start of something for me in this regard, and hopefully this will help somebody. That's the main thing. Okay, if I'm going to create something for people to consume, I guess, right? It needs to be ongoing. It needs to be done on a daily basis. I need to commit to it. It needs, and then hopefully, what I'm saying, maybe some of you guys are going through this. All right, there's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days, but pushing through, in my opinion, is always the answer. All right, I'm not going to make it to the end of that ruck if I don't face that long, hard, cold night and keep on going. And one thing I'll say about that too, okay, is, and my buddy Terrence, go to officialgrit.com and you'll see some of the stuff that he says about that. And look, one of the things about this ruck is helping other people. Maybe the main thing, right, is helping other people through it. And that's what I'm trying to do here as well, okay, is help myself through some things and hopefully help others through some things. And look, the truth of it is, I don't know anything. Okay, I'm walking this path the same way as anybody else, and I'm doing the best that I can. And I'm trying to figure out exactly some of these things. I got questions, like I said in my last little video. I got questions out of my butt. I mean, I can't even tell you how many. And that's okay. That's what it's all about. Maybe this will help start a community of like-minded individuals such as myself, and we can talk about those things. We can develop that community, and maybe answer some questions that we have that we don't have the answers to right now. I don't know. Okay, but I know that's a possibility, and I know hopefully that's one place that we're heading. And I know on the ruck, if we don't help each other through that, then you're probably not going to make it. Okay. And look, people get injured, and that's understandable, all right? But we look at it as our responsibility. If somebody is on that ruck and their mind is what's really letting them down, not their body, it's our responsibility as leaders of that ruck to help them make it through, to talk to them, to work with them, to impress upon them that they can do it. You can take that one more step. There is more in your tank than you realize, right? And taking it back to this faith thing, there's way more in this God stuff than I realize, okay? And for me, a sticking point is having that extreme faith and going, okay, I'm going to let go. I'm going to let God. It ain't easy. It's really, really hard for me. Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to try and make this one short. I know I get long winded. I'm going to put these old dumb red glasses back on here. And I found a verse, and this is another thing that's been helpful for me too in doing these little videos. It's forcing me to find verses that help me through this, right? So the one that I found today, this is Philippians. It's let's see, how do you say this? It's the 3:13. Philippians 3, verse 13. Here's how it goes. So it says, "No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead." Boom. That's it right there. Forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. And having the extreme faith and faith enough in God to believe that those prayers are going to be answered, to believe that that provision is going to be handled, to believe that you can make it through that ruck. And in the end, when it happens, man, it's a great feeling when you know that faith that you put your hope in worked out for you. It's a great feeling. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I did a lot of double talk today. I'm not sure, but I told myself and I told you guys I was going to create every day. Here I am creating. I hope that helps someone, and we'll see you down the trail. KB out.